Now, following an alleged incident of racism at the Hoërskool Jan Viljoen in Randfontein a week ago, Gauteng Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi returns to the school today. In addition to racism allegations at the school, a teacher has also been suspended after sexual harassment allegations were reported. Lesufi is expected to meet parents following a rained-out meeting on Thursday evening. It's anticipated that he'll provide a way forward for the school. The engagement is underway. Let's listen in.
Vir u kind en dat ons kwaliteit onderrig by ons skool sal voortgaan. Thank you. In the news we also have that there is a staff member that was suspended due to various allegations. The external team is also handling this investigation together with the department, and we will soon be giving feedback regarding that. Ons eksterne span is ook besig om die personeellid wat geskort is weens sekere aantuigings te ondersoek, en ons sal binnekort ook in die departement kan terugvoer gee rondom dit. Baie dankie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bruta. Basically, that's how far the school has gone in terms of addressing the issue of what actually happened the Friday. Now I'm going to hand over to the MEC, and then after his presentation, then we will interact with the parents. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Program Director, our District Director, Mr. Gauteng. Let me also thank the leadership of the school, represented here by the chairperson of the SGB and the school principal. Also acknowledge the leadership of the local municipalities that are here, represented by the executive mayors and speakers that are here, together with the MMC responsible for health and social development. I want to acknowledge the leadership of various formations that are here to support us. We want to thank you so much for availing your time to be with us so that we can solve all the problems that have been identified here. But most importantly, I want to apologize to you parents. We're supposed to meet here on Thursday. Unfortunately, we were confronted by a very strong storm, and it was practically impossible to continue with our meeting. I had an opportunity to have a briefing with some parents that remained here. We agreed to reschedule this meeting to this afternoon, which might have affected other parents that wanted to be here because, you know, weekends, people travel and people have other commitments to adhere to, and they could not be in the position to join us here. I want to assure those parents that are not here that we'll find a way of communicating our decisions to them so that they can participate in these proceedings. But I want to thank you for coming again, regardless that we could not be in a position to meet you on Thursday. Using this meeting, we really believe is going to go a long way in resolving all matters that we want to resolve. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that we convened you is purely because we are embarking on a very important process, and we feel that we can't embark on that process without the endorsements of parents. I already had a session with the school management team, and the school management team took me through what happened. And on the basis of the information that they provided us, we concurred with their request that the school needs support in terms of change management, but most importantly, diversity management. The school embraced the motto that calls for diversity, but at the same time, welcoming everyone in their school. And I cautioned the school to say, you have taken a decision to make this school a truly South African school. You have taken a decision to truly make your school to be a South African school, a school that opens its gates for everyone. And when you have incidents like this, you may be tempted to say, did we take a right decision? That if we didn't open our school to all South Africans, we'll not have all these problems. And I said to them, don't dare think about that. We have taken an important step. Even those that are still delaying in taking that decision, at one time or moment, they will have to take that decision. And by that time, you'll be miles ahead. So together with the school management, we then agreed that the MEC responsible for social development will help the school in terms of change management and matters related to diversity. I then had an opportunity to allow the local leadership of government to also deposit their views about this school. They've indicated that indeed there are challenges of racism at the school, and the executive mayor of the area went further to indicate that a child was a matriculant in this school last year, and it was heartbreaking when a daughter narrates some of the activities that are taking place in this school. But what I like about what the executive mayor said was that the MEC, our children need to play together in terms of school sports. If they've got school sports or participate in school sports, that's where you build the camaraderie. That's where you build non-racialism. That's where you build friendship. And we took that decision, and I was excited when the principal concurred to say they've introduced new sporting codes in the school, including mountain biking, soccer, cricket, and other sporting codes. So I support the local leadership to say school sports should play a crucial role in ensuring that our children work together. I then had an opportunity to meet with the leadership that you have elected as parents to lead the school. In the meeting, the SGB was led by the chairperson of the SGB, as well as other members of the SGB that could make it to our meeting. They also confessed that it was extremely difficult to lead this school during this transition. That they have chosen a stand to build diversity, but what is more important, to embrace non-racialism and reject any form of racism within the school premises. They indicated to me they had an RCL camp, the first, because this group of grade 12s are the first non-racial group to be in grade 12. As part of their process As part of their process, they took these learners to camp to embrace the motto, unity through diversity. And they accept that the incidents that took place here tested them. They tested their belief to a truly non-racial school. And where they are requesting the department, together with the district, to give them support and to give them guidance in ensuring that their school, and I like this part, and I want to embrace it, that their school become an exemplary school to other schools. To me, that is very important, that you become an exemplary to other schools. So my meeting with the SGB ended in that fashion. I then met with the educators because there were allegations leveled against some educators. I must be honest, it was not easy, but it was interesting. The educators indicated the difficulties that confronts them almost on a daily basis. But let me see, here is a child in a class wearing an earring, putting their trousers in the middle of their bums, inside the classroom, and we are not equipped on how best to confront them. That in some instances, if you do so, you might be targeted. And if you don't, you might encourage lawlessness inside your classroom. What is very important was that the educators said, we are here to provide love, we are here to provide teaching, and we are here to be parents, and we love all our children. However, where there are incidents that are taking place within the classroom, is our ability to understand the context in which these incidents are taking place. Simply put, they also felt they need assistance. They need support to manage diversity, and they need support to manage the new environment that they find themselves in, where there are children that they've not taught before, and these children are inside their classroom. But what they emphasized, which is something that I'm taking, is that Jan Viljoen is a functional school. We might have problems, but we are a functional school that is struggling to manage diversity and that is going through a transitional process. And therefore, they feel they need support. They reaffirmed this point. Racism has no room in their school. That themselves, they will do everything to confront racism. I was indeed encouraged by that statement. Obviously, and I'm grateful the principal is quite aware, that the teacher population of this school is not representative of the population of the Republic of South Africa. And the school is moving with speed to rectify that element. They indicated they've just appointed a person in their register, teacher register, so that they move with speed to accommodate that equality. Parents, I went ahead to meet with our learners. I went ahead to meet with our learners. It was a difficult exercise. It was a painful exercise. It was an exercise that till today I regret, but I appreciate it. It was an exercise that we must never, never again expose our children to that kind of a situation where our children are scared to come to school, where our children feel they are unwanted, that they are third-class citizens in this particular school, where they feel their ancestral calling are called to be demonic, where they feel if they speak a certain language that others don't understand, they are told to stop speaking that language, where they feel they can't even play their own music in their own school, where they also feel that the color of their skin will determine the kind of education or support they will get from their educators. I want to declare it now. It must never happen. I want to declare it to the leadership of this school. We don't want to be reminded where we come from, because where we come from is painful. We want to be reminded of what we can build together to establish a truly non-racial South Africa. This country, this school, belongs to all of us. And all of us must feel safe. All of us must be supported. And I'm using the word all of us deliberately, because all of us mean all of us. And all of us mean all of us. There is no inch of this country that belongs to other people. There is no inch of any part of our schools in this country, in particular in this province, where our children must be reminded of the color of their skin. Our purpose is to ensure that we deliver quality education and save our children from the trauma of racism. We will not breed new racists in this school. We will never tolerate any form of racism, regardless of where it comes from. I was hurt and deeply disappointed that in a meeting that I convened here, parents did exactly what our children did 2 weeks ago, where parents were fighting amongst themselves in this school. No matter who's right or wrong, we must condemn that thing. What it means our children are learning from us. If we can't be disciplined as parents, there's no way that these children can conduct themselves in a manner that we want. So I'm urging you as parents to embrace a truly non-racial South Africa. You might have your feelings. You might have your regrets. You might have your experiences. What we have and what we are committing ourselves and what we are going to do, whether other people like it or not, we are determined to build a truly non-racial South Africa. And for us to build a truly non-racial South Africa, it starts in the classroom. If it can't start there, we'll never achieve it any other place except in the classroom. So the learners expressed their views. I embraced their views, collated the information, and presented it to the team that I'm going to share on way forward. But there is one aspect, dear parents. That aspect I never expected it. I felt we came to the school to deal with issues of racism, only to be confronted with serious allegations of sexual harassment to our children. Our girl children raised serious issues with me. That there is a staff member who continuously invites them to his house. That there is a staff member who made a learner last year in Q4 not to come back to this school because that girl child was scared of that staff member. That there is a staff member that asked them the color of their underwears. That there's a staff member that sees women in our own children. And I want to thank the SGB and thank the district together with the principal. When these allegations were presented to us, I immediately called the SGB and the principal, and we unanimously agreed that that person must not set his foot again here until he has cleared his name. And I want to emphasize that part. The SGB is dealing with that matter, and he must explain to himself. But you can't have children expressing a view to you as the head of education, and tomorrow morning they see the same person within their school premises. It doesn't work that way. So after I had all these sessions, I felt I need to hear your side of your story. So we are at the last part now, so that we consolidate all stakeholders' views into a document that will hand over to the South African Human Rights Commission for them to investigate and deal with all these matters. So I'm giving you an opportunity as parents. Don't point fingers at each other. Let's point fingers to the direction we want to go to build the South Africa we all love. I'm calling you upon you, parents. When we give you the right to come and express your views here, let it be with respect. Let it be with the view of building. Some of us, you can throw as much mud as possible towards our direction. We will pour soap to clean the mud rather than come back to you. We have no time to fight back, but we have time to build a better South Africa for all of us. We might be insulted. I'm insulted every day by people who misunderstand my stand. I'm insulted every day by people who believe I'm an instigator of racism. But what I know is that I hate racism with a passion, but I'm addicted to non-racialism. You can hate me, you can insult me, but will never oppress our children and our children's children in my presence. That will never happen. I have love and commitment to these children, and I will defend them. Even if it means I'm alone, I will defend them, because these children deserve love and support, nothing else. These are the children that will resolve the problems me and you failed to resolve. And these are the children that will make our country the most beautiful country ever, so that we can embrace them. We will not allow anyone who wants to take us back. We will not even support anyone who wants to sow divisions amongst ourselves. but will give them room and space to expose themselves, and will not stop them and will not deny them. Parents, you've got a beautiful school. Defend it. Parents, you've got a school that can be an example to all South Africans. Cherish that part. Parents, there is no way either one of you can be chased out of this school, because this school belongs to all of us. And I call upon you, embrace each other, accept our limitations, accept that there are things that we didn't know, but we are all human beings, not half human beings. If we accept that, we stand a better chance to have a beautiful school. It's your moment. Seize it. It's in your hands. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, those were some live visuals there from MEC Panyaza Lesufi, who's out at Hoërskool Jan Viljoen, having just given feedback to parents, stating that, in fact, he has engaged the teachers as well as the learners. Quite a lot coming from the learners, where learners are, in fact, stating that they don't feel necessarily welcome at the school, or feel that the color of their skin sometimes determines the way they are supported by the educators at the school. Very disturbing, but now, today is the opportunity for the parents to give their side of the story. But he has encouraged and urged all of them to actually work towards non-racialism and to somehow work together as parents for the betterment of that school and the children.